Hello, everyone, and welcome to Social Chats. This is actually episode number 20 with Catherine and myself. And it's very nice actually to have Catherine in the studio with me today. Hi, Catherine.
Hello.
Actually, we're both outside shooting. We're experimenting today with quality of Wi-Fi, lighting. We've got lots of stuff to share with you today. Our show is all about continuing the video series on how to shoot really good videos for your social media, as well as a little bit about photography and photos and pixels. We have been doing a series for the last month, and we've had lots of guests on the show. And what Catherine and I decided was, why don't we do the show with just Catherine and myself and share with you guys what we do behind the scenes. So right now you're watching Social Chats, and Social Chats is a show that Catherine and I have passionately put together to help you bridge the distance between using technology to market your business online. We also go out and find people who are really good at marketing personal brands, networking, and we get those people to come onto our show and to share with you how they're killing it or how it is they're running their business. And so that's what Social Chats is all about. It's also live streaming right here on Facebook, which means at any time you can ask questions in the comment section below, and Catherine and I will get back to you. If you're watching the replay or if you're live with us right now, we'll also answer your questions. Catherine, what do you have to say?
Hello, welcome everybody. It's really great to do a recap because through all the people we interviewed, and you can find all the interviews on our YouTube channel, Keep It Simple Social Media with Heather Clifford. But all the interviews, I think a lot of people came up with the same basic tips and the same basic concepts. So what we've done is just gather all the information we got, and then we're gonna do this super episode today so you learn everything in one go.
Excellent. And one of the things, Catherine, that you and I are really big on is when we see something, we go out and buy it and we test it out. Now, me, I tend to buy the things that are, $10 to $100. Like my mic that I'm using right now, right here. This is my mic that I have plugged into my Mac, and I had it plugged into my Acer computer before my Mac, and I paid $25 for it at Walmart. But we will get into that a little bit later. The point is, we're out there experimenting, and we're trying things out for shooting video and for taking photography, and then we can learn it and share it with you. Right, Catherine?
Right. Can we start? There's some things I really want to cover. I want to make sure we cover the important content. Talk about content. I want to talk about software, editing software. We're going to talk about equipment for video and photography, some free apps and software you get, and also, and your script and like that. And then Heather, is there a point you want to cover?
Yeah, no, that's basically it. I think we should start simple with uploading photos to your social media. I know that, Catherine, your sound is wavering in and out again. I'm not sure if that's, you really need, when you're shooting live video, you have to have really good internet. And so Catherine and I are always experimenting. How far away from a router can we get and still have good quality sound? Because sound is really important. So Catherine, you start off talking a little bit about photography for your social media.
Okay, also, excuse me. All right, so photography, what I've learned and what we've learned is that good photography increases your engagement. So if you're looking into increasing your engagement on all of your social media platform, and I say especially on Instagram, you want to make sure that you have really, really good photography. And you do not need to have a photographer with you. You need to learn how to use your phone properly. If you have a camera, good for you, excellent. But if not, most of us have an $800 camera in our pocket at all time. And then what is important is to really be careful and how to use it properly and to take the extra second it takes to take a proper photo. So it means working with your lighting. So if you have your phone here, and then we teach that in class all the time. So if I touch my camera here and I'm going to take a photo, and if you leave your on the screen, it will lock the zooming. So instead of your camera trying to zoom in and out all the time, especially if you're taking several photos, and that works for video as well. You want to make sure to keep your finger on the screen, and then it locks the zoom type thing. It locks the focus, and then you can adjust the lighting up and down like that. And just doing that is so amazing. All of a sudden, everything is in focus. And also using the grid. As you can see, I don't know if you can see on my phone, maybe not, but there's a grid. You go into your settings. See, Heather has it. You go into your settings and you turn on the grid under photo and video. And that allows you to put everything into a line. Either you put the main object at the intersections of your grid, or in a line. And it just gives really good balance. And you want to take couple seconds to look at lighting. Maybe you can take your photo in a different angle and you'll have a better lighting on the people or the subjects. And instead of spending all the time editing the photo afterwards, you just take it nicely at the beginning, and it really makes a huge difference. Also, if you're taking 3 or 4 photos at an event or a whole series of photos, you don't need to put them all on social media. You don't need to have 20 photos there. Just go through them and pick up maybe the 5 or 6 best one and put those out. So that would be kind of my main suggestion with photography. And then, should we go into the free photography?
Catherine, you said something really good the other day. You said, you know, when you have a photo album, you don't put all your pictures in a photo album. You tend to pick the ones that are the best and use those. And that's the same analogy that you just talked about. Definitely.
Yeah, especially for Instagram. So people are always wondering about Instagram. Instagram is the fastest growing platform right now on social media. And so people are really, Instagram started for photographers. Like at the beginning, it was just really, really nice photos, and it still is. It's more accessible. A lot of people are using it. But so especially for Instagram, if you have tons of photos, you pick one. And even if it means you only post on Instagram 3 times a week, then pick, I say 3 times because you see 3 photos on your grid, but pick those 3 nice images that are going to go well together. So you can even take a piece of paper and then create yourself like a grid like you would see on Instagram, and then think about what you want to post and what photo would look the best so that your actual account looks really nice and polished. And so I guess that covers it for that. And there's also lots of apps. And we can put them in our blog and we can write them out, but there's really good apps to help you with your photography. You want to go easy on the filters and easy on the flash and all those gadgets, but you do want to take a time to sometimes edit your photos a little bit. And this is what's going to make the difference in between having a photo that doesn't look fake, like super filtered, like everyone has the same filter, but a really good quality photo that's been kind of edited, not redone, but just enhanced, say. And one app that I really like, well, there's Snapseed is a good one. You can use Adobe. Adobe has a whole suite that works really good. There's VSCO is another good one. And they're all, I'll make a list in a post, but they're all different apps that really help you to fine-tune your images. So I would say take the time to take a good photo and then maybe pick out the best of the best and tweak them a little bit to enhance them.
Mm-hmm. Most definitely. And you even have a little bit of opportunity in Instagram to edit your photos a little bit, the quality, not necessarily. Sometimes if you have a poor photo, you can pick a different grid to use within Instagram or a black and white, for example. Yeah. But Catherine, a lot of times we see photography that we know people have taken off of Google, let's say. What's the problem with that?
So it's a copyright. So photographers go out of their way to take beautiful photography. It is their living. It is their career. They spend tons of dollars in courses, in training, and then they go out of their way to actually take a photo. So when you think a photographer maybe gets paid $500 for a stunning shot if he's lucky, well, that photography maybe took him, you know, or her 2 weeks to put together and then edit and so on and so forth. So you do not go basically and steal photography. It's wrong. It's not okay, and you don't have the permission to do so. However, what you can do is use free photography that's offered copyright free. So some photographers voluntarily put their photos out there just to get their name known. And so there's I really like using Pixabay is really good when I need images. And then there's stocksnap.io. There's Creative Commons that's really good. And also just in Google, you can refine your search. When you type, say you want a photo of a strawberry, you type strawberry, and then instead of just doing search, you can say advanced search. It's written at the bottom, advanced search, and you say copyright free. And it gives you a whole bunch of images that are legally, it actually says, legal to use even commercially. And so there's lots of images out there. You just have to take a little extra step to go and pick them. So first try to use your own. If not, go find them on these websites. They're phenomenal, and there's more and more every day.
Yes, I actually used a couple of them this morning when I was doing some posts on clients' pages, doing some scheduling. Catherine, I'm going to take the screen over to myself, and I'm going to ask you to refresh your screen as it's been frozen for the last little bit, okay? So there we go. Okay, so now we're going to start talking about video. And, you know, I don't think that... well, if you haven't heard that video is where you should be in 2017, then you definitely haven't been online and listening to the gurus. There you are, Catherine. You're back and you're moving this time. So video is so important, and it seems to be where all the social networks are going now. Pretty soon you'll be able to live stream on LinkedIn. You can now put video on LinkedIn, whereas you couldn't before. So a couple of months ago, they introduced video to LinkedIn. Live streaming, just like here on Facebook, is coming to LinkedIn as well. So don't discount business-to-business marketing for your company. We also have live streaming on YouTube, Amazon, Netflix is live streaming. And so they all have their own little television stations today, so to speak. When you get your cable in the USA, you can opt to have YouTube as one of your cable channels, and I think it's for $30 a month. Now, Facebook has Watch TV. And once again, don't underestimate the quality of where Watch is going. It might not be very good today, but with the billions of dollars that Facebook and Mark Zuckerberg have, you can bet they're going to be investing it to where people are spending the most amount of their time, and that's on video today. So right now, Catherine and I are live streaming on Facebook, on our Facebook business page. Eventually, when this stream is over, we'll download it and upload it as a video onto our YouTube channel. So we will use the video as multi-purposing. But let's start at the very beginning. For the people that are just thinking they want to start experimenting with video as part of their content strategy. Catherine, where do you think people should start when they're brand new with video?
Wow. The first things first is that you have to have a script. You have to know what you're going to be talking about. So you have to keep it short. We're talking 60 seconds for Instagram or 60 to 90 seconds, say, on Facebook. You want to keep it short and interesting. If you have a lot of things to talk about, then create a series. Do 4 videos of 60 seconds on the same topic, but keep it short and sweet. So once you have a script, you want to have maybe 3 bullet points. And when you start shooting, you can actually stick those bullet points like on top of the eye of your camera somewhere, so you don't look at your paper, but you see your points, and then you stick your little script. That's really important because this puts you into context. You have to take take time to think where you're gonna shoot, how's the background is gonna be. You have to think about the light, all these kind of things. So prepare yourself before you actually start shooting. So that would be kind of thing number 1. Thing number 2 is that you really want to put some time to providing good content. You have to remember that you will be interrupting people in their day. They are going to be looking at their private news feed, and that's something really private about your people's anniversaries, your grandpa going to the clinic, like all sorts of things that you learn on social media. And then all of a sudden there's you coming up as a business. So you want to make sure that you're providing good content. Now, we've interviewed and director with Lululemon, and she was saying things that work really good is when you educate people. So think about something that could educate people or solve a problem that they have. So it's actually content they can really use. And then the behind the scenes is really good. If you have anything for you, it's your business. It's not that interesting maybe, but for others to see what's happening in the back of your restaurant and things like that. So you want to think, though, so have a script, provide good content to people, and then, of course, of good sound quality. So I'll pass it back to you to talk about different equipment that we have, because we really like our gadgets.
Yes, we certainly do. And Catherine and I decided to shoot our live video on Facebook outside today. I don't want to venture too far away from my Wi-Fi here at my house. On the deck, it's 20 degrees Celsius right now. It's probably even hotter because I've been out here for about an hour getting prepared. But Catherine is down in Function Junction, and her sound is going in and out right now. So I think it might be a Wi-Fi problem, Catherine, because your sound is working. It's not great, but your video is completely solid. You're not moving at all. So now we're going to keep talking about video. Catherine said before you get started, it's a really good idea to take some time and write down perhaps a list of maybe up to 20 to 50 different types of videos that you could shoot that are related in and around your business. And one of the things that I say is get outside of the box, but don't throw that box away. So keep it related somewhat to what your business is. But if you create yourself a nice list of, 20 different ideas for videos, then what you can do is shoot more than one video at a time. And it's really comes down to time on task. The more you do this, the easier it's going to get. And then that builds your confidence as well. And once you have your list going, like Catherine suggested, then you want to start thinking about what type of equipment you're going to use to shoot your video. And quite honestly, we're shooting from, well, Catherine's using her iPhone right now. I'm using my Mac computer. You can use a laptop. It all has cameras today, most computers. But once again, you do have an $800 video camera and right in your pocket. And the first thing I suggest when you take it out is remember that you have two cameras, one in the front and one in the back, of course. And you'll want to make sure that you have some type of a cleaner that you can clean your lens with. Quite often, Catherine and I give these out in our classroom, and they're just for eyeglass cleaner, and they work absolutely marvelous on your smartphone. So you want to clean up your smartphone. You want to turn your smartphone onto the video mode. So you need to go into the camera, and when you're in the camera, you need to slide it right over to when it says video. And I always suggest before you get started, you test the sound. And when you're outside, you pick up all kinds of outside sounds, including the wind if it's windy. And if you just kind of do your test 1, 2, 3, 4, and do a circle. You will notice when you listen to it where the wind picked it up. And just turn your phone opposite side so the wind's not blowing into the mic. You can even go as far as getting yourself a lapel mic, and these can run you anywhere on Amazon, $25 to $100. I bought this at a camera store. It was $90 actually. It was $100, but it was on sale for $89. You don't have to spend that kind of money. You don't even have to have a mic because your iPhone or your smartphone does have a mic that's already built into it, but they're not always the best at that point. So you've tested the sound. When you're testing the sound out, one of the things that I like to do is I like to put the phone just above my eyes and turn the circle and have a look at how the light is making you look on the right in the lens there. Because lighting, sound, these are all really important things when you're shooting a video. The outside saw that's going right now, there's nothing I can do about it, but it's far enough away that you might not be hearing it. And maybe you can comment in the comment section if you actually can pick it up right now. So we've got our phone, we've got it on video mode. The other thing you want to check is, like Catherine said, when you go into the settings on your phone and you go into the camera, you can check to make sure that your camera or your video actually is set on the highest mode. And so I'm just going to go in and down to where it says photos. There we go. And you can slide all the way down and have a look at what your settings are on your camera. And so you want to have it on the highest mode. I have mine on 1080 by 60, and Catherine just popped up, and I think her Wi-Fi is working much better now. I'll put you back on the screen, Catherine. So right now we've talked about sound, the natural light outside, using a mic, making sure that your high definition is turned up to the best one on your smartphone. And I've talked about cleaning your phone to make sure the front and back of your lens is clean and ready to go. About keeping your camera just above or just below your eye level. And Catherine had a really good point that we put back in when we first started shooting video. In fact, even on my laptop here, I have a star right beside the lens. So I know that's where I should be looking and not into the actual screen where my face is. I want to truly be looking into the camera lens and talking to you, helping you understand how easy it is to shoot video today. And we also use things like selfie sticks, not so much selfie sticks, tripods. I have several of them. Catherine has the beauty. Have you got it with you, Catherine? So Catherine, why don't you talk about that tripod and tell me what's on the very end of it that I'm missing?
So I really, really love this brand. It's called Archon. I don't know if you see Archon.
Yeah.
So it's called Archon. They have really, really good equipment. So this is a tripod I carry with me literally in my purse. As we do, you know, some people have Kleenex, I have a tripod. But what's really good about it, it's light, it's really stable, and then this clips to your phone, so you can clip your phone into it and really film easily. It also has a little like the little thing that says if you're balancing or not, so it shows you if you're straight when you're shooting. That's been really great, and you can adjust it in all sorts of ways, and you can position your phone and you literally clip it either to film yourself or if you're shooting someone else. So I really, really, really love this, and this brand, Acron. You can go online and they have a whole range of equipment. The other thing I absolutely love, and I've started using it today, is this here.
Ah, your lapel mic.
So yeah, so this mic was $80, but I got it for $20 on a special 70% off from one Amazon. And it comes in this. And what's really great, and these are all things I had no idea. The first mic I bought was like $260 or something ridiculous. And I've never used it because it was for podcasts, and we don't necessarily do podcasts right now. And so we're trying all this so you guys don't have to make those mistakes. So this one here, and we'll put all the links, is really great because it comes with an extension. So you have the little mic here, and you have this really long cord. So if you're shooting someone, they can be sitting somewhere and still have the mic, and we can use it. So I've used it with clients today, and so it's been really great. Also, it comes with the best gadget, and Heather, this is for you. Are you ready? Yeah. We're so nerding out. It comes with a sticker that has a lens cleaner on it. So you stick this sticker to your phone, and you just peel the lens cleaner and clean your little camera here, like your little lens, and then you put your lens cleaner back on your phone on the little sticky part. So it's called Power D Wise, and it has the magic cleaner. So all these gadgets really are ridiculous, but they make it really makes a difference. And so you don't have to invest much, but you want to invest in maybe some form of lighting, even if it's just some kind of a spotlight, and some little gadgets to help you clean your lens and have a tripod, and yeah, things like that really make a difference. Another thing I'd like to mention is editing software. I don't know if we still have a couple minutes, but if you're doing video and you like to add a little bit to it, so if you want to add a little bit of text to it, or your logo maybe in the background, you don't have to use complicated software. Your phone and your computer comes with iMovie if you have a Mac, but iMovie is phenomenal. That is all you need. If you're using either your phone or your computer, you can do tons with iMovie to take it a little bit to the next level. So you can really make your video be sharp, edit the little bits that were not good, make good transition. And is it going to be hard to learn at first? Yeah, it's not super easy, but it's not super hard either, and anyone can figure it out. And when in doubt, ask a teenager.
We actually use iMovie all the time. And yeah. I was just sitting in the car one day at the airport waiting for my daughter to get off the plane, and I started fooling around with it. And yeah. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. It's so much fun. Yeah. And then we just started doing movie after movie, and we use them as part of our content strategy. Now, one of the things that I don't want you to overlook is the fact that Facebook themselves, if you're going to add content and you're using your laptop, you usually have 6 to 8 colorful boxes located right underneath your cover image. The very first box when we're teaching our workshops is the only thing that we recommend our students to start using, the first box. When you click on it, about 4 down, you will see Facebook has an option called Create a Slideshow. What this means is you can add 3 to 10 photos, and Facebook will stitch them together into a small movie for you. You can slow down how fast the pictures switch. You can fade them in instead of snapping them in. And you even have the option to add music to it. So you can shoot your own videos using your camera. We recommend when you're loading them for content that they're anywhere from 30 to 60 seconds long. Make sure when you start shooting that your sound is on and your silencer is on so you're not interrupted while you're shooting, and that you're smiling at the people, if not with your lips, with your eyes, okay? Don't forget to introduce yourself. Be quick to tell them what you're going to tell them what you said you were going to tell them, and at the end, have a call to action. Now, this is our 30-minute show of social chats, and we're just finishing up here. We're going to add all kinds of links in the comment section below about everything we've talked about today. And don't forget that Catherine and I teach video shooting, the simplistic way to do it. We do Facebook audits. We do audits on your social media, on your websites. We teach hands-on social media, which means we come to you and we hold your hand to help you understand and bridge the distance. One of the things we know is social media is one of the fastest changing industries there has ever been. So we sympathize with you. We understand that it takes time. It can stretch your brain and give you a headache, but little bits at a time, time on task, you too can kill it with your social media. Just pick 1 or 2 channels, and that's where you should dedicate your time. But video, without a doubt, is something that you need to be doing and putting into your business today. We also, Catherine and I, can teach you how to create your own show on Facebook, and don't hesitate to reach out for help. If you think you would be an excellent guest on our show, we would love to hear from you. Catherine, do you have anything else to add?
I'd just like to introduce our guest for next social chat. Is going to be Monday at 1 o'clock, this coming Monday. And his name is Felix Burke. And right now, I think he's the top mountain biker in Canada for his age category. And he's doing a phenomenal job on social media, and we're starting a series on influencers and on people who are using social media to promote themselves as a brand and get sponsorship and so on and so forth. So if you are an athlete or if you are interested in any way into learning about all that works, please join us on Monday.
Super. Well, I'm looking forward to that show for sure, Catherine. Nice score on getting that guest to come and join us. Woohoo! Yeah. All right, everyone. Catherine and I have one simple model, and that is
keep it simple.
Until next time.
See ya.